All right, good evening. It's 7:06. We just got out of closed session, so we're going to call the regular meeting to order. We're going to start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Dr. Vala, would you lead us in the pledge, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, we do have a couple of corrections to the agenda, and that is on page 19. It says the funds are coming out of LEAP. Let me get the right page here. It's like, oop. Come on. Not when you want to go fast, everything falls apart here. It says page 19, so let me see if that's the right page. I'm looking at one of the notes here. Page 19, at the bottom where it says specific financial impact, it's 43 million out of LEAP funds, 43,000 out of LEAP funds. It should be 43,000 out of ELOP funds. So that's a change there. And also over to page 22, it's the same change. It says LEAP funds. The bottom, it should say ELOP funds. And on page 54, get to that one. And 54 says LEAP funds, and that should say capital facility funds. So those are the three changes that we have there. I'd also like to make an amendment to the agenda, and that is under new business. Without, if everybody's okay with it, I'd like to move item C in new business, which is the superintendent contract, up in front of item A, so that we can do that first, because Dr. Vala has to get on the road. And so, if you don't mind, if that's a problem, let me know. Otherwise, I need a motion to approve the agenda as correct, or amended, please. Second. And corrected. So we have a motion to approve the agenda as corrected and amended. All those in, we're going to do all votes tonight by roll call because we have Ms. Smith, Board Member Smith on the phone. Marlene, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, we have Board Member Smith who's going to be joining us from the Czech Republic. She should be sleeping right now. It's very dark over there. But anyway, so she's joining from there. So we're going to do all votes by roll call. All right. So Nanette, roll call, please.
Mr. Castro? Yes. Mrs. Gattuso? Yes. Mr. Lieb?
Yes.
Dr. Moran? Mrs. Smith?
Yes.
Ms. Valadeo?
Yes.
Mr. Pereira?
Yes. All right, we have an agenda. So if there's anybody here tonight or anywhere that would like to have an item placed on our agenda, you may do so by getting that request to the superintendent at least 2 weeks prior to a regularly scheduled board meeting. And that item, if it's within our purview, will be considered for inclusion in a future agenda. If there's anybody here tonight that wishes to make any comment on any item that is on our agenda tonight, you may do so when that agenda comes before us. Step up to the podium. We'd like to ask you to state your name, and then you'll have 3 minutes to share your concerns on that agenda item. If there are multiple speakers on that agenda item, you'll have a total of 20 minutes. 3 minutes each speaker, a total of 20 minutes. If there's anybody here tonight that wishes to address the board on any item that is not on tonight's agenda, in a second, I'll ask you to come up. You'll come up to the podium. We ask you to identify yourself, and you'll have 3 minutes to address the board on an item that is not before us tonight. Also, if there are multiple speakers on the same non-agenda item, you'll have a total of 20 minutes for non-agenda item comments. With that, anybody here that wishes to address the board on any item that is not on tonight's agenda? Come forward. All right, seeing no one come forward, We're going to move on to reports, and I forgot to make one correction to the agenda, and that was my fault. Under roll call, we don't have Ileana here tonight as a student rep. We have Layla Navarro. So Layla, sorry about that, and we'll need to make that correction in the minutes. That was my fault. Layla, you're on.
I'm Layla Navarro, and I'm Los Baños High School School Board Reporter. Today we're going to start with Pacheco High School's Board Report. Pacheco High School is in the busiest season of the year. Over 20 students competed in sectional public speaking contest, with 4 advancing to the regional contest. From there, Estrella Chavez will be moving to the state El Credo contest later in April. Our judging teams have been competing across the state in dairy cattle, ag fabrication, vet science, and veggies. We have over 100 students working hard to prep the animals for the upcoming May Day fair, along with woodshop, floral, and ag mechanics working on their projects. The Panther Showdown pre-fair will allow students to compete for banners and buckles while practicing for the fair. Pacheco will host the Tier 2nd Floral Certifications, where students from surrounding areas will try to pass their hands-on floral certification test. We are looking forward to a productive and fun remainder of the school year. Esports made the playoffs, and Team Mario Kart has finished undefeated with a record of 90 and is coming in ranked 3rd in the state of California. Team Super Smash Bros. Has finished with a record of 8-1 and will head in the playoffs ranked 26th in the state. Wednesday, March 18th, Pacheco Choir participated in the California Music Educators Association Festival. This is an adjudicated festival where choirs receive a rating comparing them to the national standard for choir. Both choirs received ratings of excellent, with the superior giving to each of their sight reading as well. Counselors have held many workshops and meetings. Senior Parent Meeting, March 17th, Fresno State ROTC presentation, March 20th, Creekside Registration Meeting, March 23rd, Preparing for Senior Year Workshop, March 23rd, Resume Workshop, March 25th, College and Career Fair, March 25th, Preparing for Senior Year Workshop, March 25th, Freshman Orientation, April 9th, Senior Information Assembly, April 16th. Now Los Baños High School's Board Report. Prom is scheduled for Saturday, April 11th, with final preparations underway. Prom elections and campaigning has begun, with voting taking place at prom via 5-star. Class officer elections have also started, providing the students opportunities to take leadership roles. ASB has further supported future leadership by interviewing middle school students and selecting ASB members for the 2026 to 2027 school year. Additionally, ASB is collaborating with Myers to sell ice cream during breaks and outside school events as a fundraiser, helping support upcoming student activities. On May 30th, the Los Baños High School Chamber Singers traveled to New York City for a premiere performance opportunity, joining 120 voice mass choir, including assemblies from Florida, New York, and Texas Tech University. Our students performed an expert level under the direction of Dr. Alan Zabriskie. A major highlight was the world premiere of I Will Walk These Woods With You, composed specifically for the event by Patrick Vu. Beyond the stage, students spent 5 days exploring the city with a local guide, visiting iconic landmarks like Rockefeller Center, the Empire State Building, and the Statue of Liberty. Special thanks to Eric Soursby and Melissa Hernandez for organizing this once-in-a-lifetime experience for our students. FFA. Los Baños FFA has held Veterans Dinner, serving 960 meals during the Honor Flight Dinner. All proceeds will be donated to support our veterans. Henry Miller Farm Day was a huge success. Students educated local youth on the vital role and importance of agricultural industry. Modesto Field Day as well. Congratulations to our high-placing teams. Big Team first place, Dairy Cattle third, Fruit Tree Judging fifth, Small Engine seventh. 28 students traveled to Ontario for State FFA Convention to join 7,000 members for motivational speakers, workshops, and career expos. Special shout out to Max Menifee, placing third in the inaugural State FFA auctioneering competition. Jessa's Barnyard Buddies was a successful teaching youth animal care and showmanship. Thank you to everyone who assisted with activities and cleanup. Gridley Field Day, the fruit tree judging team took 3rd place overall. Anthony Martinez, 3rd high individual, Andrew Goins, 4th high individual, Western Dairy Classic. Congratulations to the dairy judging team for placing 2nd and highest teams. Thank you.
Great job, Lena. Thank you very much. All right, on to next item, California School Employees Association report. Do we have a report tonight? CSTA? Seeing none, next up is the Los Banos Teachers Association. Welcome, Jen.
Good evening, and thank you for having me up here again this evening. I'd like to start by welcoming Dr. Vala. Thank you so much. We're so excited to see what you bring to our district with your experience in CTE, Ag, and elementary. So that's going to be it's going to be great for us to have some new perspective. And we'd like to thank Dr. Ritchie for all that you've done so far, and we continue to keep working with you because we have a good working relationship. I would also like to thank Dr. Wheeler for the opportunities that she's providing with our community schools projects and all of the wonderful things that are going on. Mr. Lieb and I were both in a meeting this afternoon with the the steering committee and talking about the things that have been going on and what's happening in our community schools. I would like to announce that at the street fair on April 18th, Los Banos Teachers Association will again have a booth where we will be giving free books out to any child under 18. There will be one free book that's new for anyone, and then unlimited of the used books. So, and we have a very wide range of donated used books that our community can please come and take advantage of. I would also like to make sure that you understand what's going on with the California state budget coming up. As I'm sure you've heard, the governor has proposed a $5.6 billion deferral in Prop 98 funds. I was unable to make the last board meeting because I was in Sacramento lobbying on this very topic. Prop 98 is a guarantee in our California Constitution that was voted on by California citizens that guarantees 40% of the California budget goes to our public schools. While we understand that this is a deferral, our kids' needs are not deferred. Their needs happen now, and they happen today. We can't say, well, we're going to wait to provide those services until we get the money. We need the supports now. So anyone who can contact their state Congress people to express your opinions on the topic would be very helpful. I will be going up again in May, hopefully before the revise comes out. We usually plan that and be able to knock on a few more doors. So please keep that in mind as you're thinking about what's going on. That funding is not optional. That is our students' constitutional guarantee. Thank you.
Thank you, Jen. All right, facilities report. Ms. Monday.
Good evening, everyone. Here to do my April 2026 facilities update. Miano restroom is 100% complete. We completed that over spring break, and we're working on closeout documents and the notice of completion for that. Also completed over spring break was the Los Banos Junior High fire alarm, so working on closeout documents and notice of completion for those. The 7 new fast chargers were also completed, working on closeout and getting reimbursement from San Joaquin Valley Air Pollution Control District. They're paying for those whole things. FOT, our EV PV solar array there. We're waiting on one more thing, which is the main disconnect, which is required by PG&E. It's about a 20-day lead time, and then commissioning can happen, and then we'd be able to get reimbursement for that project. Our Los Banos High School modernization. So what's going on with that? A lot of action. Building H, which is the classroom wing, they're working on the framing for the windows, the interior and the exterior framing. We're going to be starting putting the insulation in next week into the walls and the ceilings. They've been having to work on some storm drain and rainwater lead replacements. Our soil here is very corrosive. It's eaten up
anything that was not clay. So we've had to do some replacement of that. We are working on our electrical demo and rough-in right now, and then they're working on some dry rot repairs on the soffits of those, of that wing. And then Building L, which is our new administration building, they have all the trenches dug out. They were doing the electrical, the storm drain, and they're working on the electrical. It's all stubbed up. They're working on forming the footings, and we're supposed to pour the slab for that building next week. So we'll see how much damage that rain that just came right now. They're going to have to clean out all the trenches we have. So they're going to have to pump those out, get them back ready for the footings. And then we're supposed to set that building the 24th of this month. So once it gets set, then we'll start putting it together and doing the rest of the stuff. They're also working in Building A, which is Tiger Gym. So currently, nobody can go in there. It's under abatement. They're demoing and doing the abatement. They'll be doing that for about 3 weeks. We have had some conversations with the school site, the principal, and the leadership team there regarding activities this summer and how limited the more we give them, the less work we can do, and then it drags it out. So we're really trying to have minimal activities on campus this summer. So CPM, our construction management team, met with the leadership team there at the high school so they could kind of explain the staging and why we need to do this. From my understanding, it was received pretty well. And we're encouraging coaches or people who have clubs or whatever they want to do in the summer, if they could borrow another space at another school. So I know wrestling is one of those things. Los Spanish Junior High is a beautiful wrestling room. Is that something we could work with? So those are kind of the conversations we've been having to try to meet the needs of those groups and those athletes. But it's difficult to do construction and have a full campus at the same time. The Early Education Center, so it's been open for a while. We've been just kind of watching kind of how things are going. There's a couple operational things that we have found that we need to add some speed bumps. People are speeding down that very narrow lane there. I don't know why they would do that. So we're going to put some speed bumps in. We've hydro-seeded out the front area there. It should be coming up and coming through. On Monday, the final punch list item will be done. It's putting the AV equipment into the MPR. So we had been waiting for some equipment to be delivered. Now we have it. We're going to get that put in. And we're planning the ribbon cutting ceremony for that site. We're going to secure some dates, probably early May. So we'll be looking forward to that. Volta modernization and parking lot. The existing parking lot was refreshed and restriped during spring break, so all of the parking lot stuff is done. Landscaping is complete. They're doing the MAPES panel and exterior doors this week. So everything that had been holding this whole project up is happening right now, so that's very exciting. They're working on installing the tiles in the restrooms, and then next week we'll be putting in the flooring, the plumbing and electrical finishes, the fire alarm, and the final cleaning. We expect to take occupancy no later than April 27th, and we will be planning a ribbon cutting for around the last week in May. I know that's a busy time, but we have a time capsule at that, if you guys remember. I had talked about that. And the school's yearbook comes back towards the end of May, and they would love to be able to put that in the time capsule when we do our ceremony. So that's what we'll be doing. And then next week, Crossroads is on their spring break, so we'll be installing some cubicles there for them. That was to address some safety concerns with point of entry, contact, and just contact with the public. When they would come in, they would have access kind of to the whole room. So we've made that safe when they come in for the staff and students. And then they needed an office for their principal. He had no place to work out of, so we got him an office there. So that'll be happening all next week. So any questions?
Okay. Ms. Gattuso.
I might have told the completion date for the admin building at Los Banos High? Estimated?
I will need to get back to you with that. If I can come next meeting with a
Yeah,
full
that's fine.
schedule, because it's adjusted since we've added a lot of new work. So they've been, we just had that meeting last week about the staging, and that's why we had to talk to the school site. But so they're adjusting their schedule and getting it really tightened up, now that we know those additional changes. We added the locker room and all that, so.
Okay, thank you.
But I can bring that back next time.
Mr. Deeb?
Two things. Do we know the timeline for the signal at the TK Center? When they're going to turn it on?
It was supposed to be April 24th, so that's the date that PG&E's given me.
It's our responsibility, it's on our list, not the city's list, correct?
So the city has to approve it, but the date I was given was April 24th, that it was going to be up and running. So I can verify that the city has approved the programming at this point, but that was what was holding it up, was they wanted it programmed a certain way. We went back to our engineer. He gave us the information we needed. We passed that along. And I haven't heard anything for a few weeks, so it seems like we're just waiting for that April 24th date.
Second question is, what's the status of the new digital video sign at Veterans Memorial Stadium at Pacheco High School?
I am going to defer to Dr. Lee on that because I have no information other than that. I know it's a discussion, but I have not been given a green light to move forward.
Yes, so we actually got the quote back for the full price, to including all the conduits, the fiber. Right now, I'm currently putting a budget together. So Cher has something to work on with BSA and with our inspection costs as well. So I'm going to provide that full cost to the school site, and then we decide we'll move forward or not based on the available funding they have.
Do you anticipate the board getting that next month?
I'm working as fast as possible to get them the full cost of that budget, and then we can make collective decisions.
It's been a project that's been talked about for many, many, many months. So we need to move this on. If we're going to do it, we need to get it done. So.
Yes, sir.
That hasn't come to the facilities committee, so I don't know anything about this. What's going on with the
Digital sign.
Yeah, I know, but what's going on?
So from my understanding, the school wanted a digital sign at their football field. That is not a project on our list, on our deferred maintenance list. So we ended up, I think, putting it on there, but it wasn't until like 2030. The school wants it sooner. And so they had offered that they had money to pay for that. And so I keep getting asked, like, what are you doing? And I keep saying I need a budget line and a budget. I can't do anything without a budget line and a budget. And just this week, we had some communication, and I don't have a green light to move forward. I mean, like you said, we haven't even taken it to the facilities subcommittee. So I don't know who's going to make that decision that we're doing it and when we're going to do it. But to answer your question, there's no way we can bring it next month, I don't think. We wouldn't have all the information yet.
All right, Ms. Gattuso?
So I'm just going to make a comment. We've had lots of people that have donated to that sign because they already started a campaign a while back. And those people are waiting and don't have an answer of what's happening with their donation. So either, we need to make a decision, and or those people need to be notified of what's going on. I just think that they deserve to know. They've donated money earmarked for that sign, and it's not come through. Not you.
Thank you.
Garth, did you have something on this?
Yeah, I wanted to add to that.
Oh, hey, Garth.
I didn't want to leave you out here.
Thank you.
One of the things was they went out and got a quote for that, but there was a portion of the project that was not included in that. So we had to go back out and bring some vendors back in to make sure that because there was no conduits running from the press box to the new scoreboard. And had we not gotten involved then they would have had this brand new scoreboard with no way to hook it up to the press box. So that has been the holdup. We are working with vendors trying to finish up that quote to get the conduit back from the scoreboard to the press box. And so had we not, that would have been a big charge coming at them. And so that's where we're at right now. I think we've got the final quote today. And so we looked at it and it looks good, but you know, it should be coming. But that was the holdup.
I'll put the full budget together.
Yeah.
And I'll provide the whole cost and figure out how much money they fundraise. Then, we'll bring that to the facility subcommittee.
Thank you.
Thank you for that information. Any other questions for Ms. Monday? Thank you very
Thank you.
much. All right, on to Community Schools Report. Dr. Wheeler. Welcome.
Good evening, everyone of the board. Good evening, Dr. Ritchie, Dr. Vala. Thank you all for coming in this evening, and we have some, fun updates from the work that we've been doing. Am I doing it wrong? It's not all that. Yeah, so we have the March recap and some preview for the end of year. So our video tonight, before I get started on it, it's going to feature some of our overview, a recap of the parenting classes that we've been holding at Pacheco High School and Grasslands. Those were district-wide. One was a parenting class where parents got to spend some time and their children went and did an enrichment activity. And the other one at Grasslands was our literacy circles group where the families could come together and they learned some literacy skills with the around books and did activities. And so you'll see some of that, as well as we've been expanding now that we have our Family Resource Center, soft grand opening. We've been expanding our clothing closets, as well as the Panther closet that opened, the Panther Hub that opened up at Pacheco. And so we've been doing a lot of outreach for our clothing closet, and we've also had community members come and donate, and that's been really great also that we're able to start having those interactions with the drop-ins at the Family Resource Center. So if you could press play. Oh, is it just a picture? Oh, no. It wasn't when I sent it. It was a video, I promise. So anyway, with a cute video, what I'll do is I'll send the video to you all. I'll email that to you so that you have a copy, can take a look at it. So it's just fun to see the different activities. What Success Together does is with the lit circles, the family book club is what they call it. They have the whole family can come in, they have dinner, and then they have a book, and they show the parents how to read to the students and how the students can read to them. And then they also do an activity. So in one activity that I saw them do, it was a book about a crab, and then they learned how to fold and make crabs. If there's something about birds or whatnot, they'll do a fun activity so that the family gets to do that together, as well as learning those skills to take home. And then they're incentivized to read books and come back, and they get prizes and whatnot as well. So it's a fun interactive activity. And then the Success Together Seeds of Hope for the parents was a social emotional kind of how do we take care of ourselves first, the mask, the oxygen mask first before we take care of our children, and really talking about that self-care and what that means. And so the parents have been asking for that, and there was a great reception for that. So then our end of year preview, as Jennifer mentioned, we're going to be at the Downtown Street Fair as well, and we're hoping that we'll be next door neighbors, so we'll be, look for all of us together, having fun reading books and meeting families and community members. And then the FRC, not only will we have a booth, depending on where they put us, we'll also have the storefront will be open for the FRC. So we'll have people coming in and out. We'll be able to show people where we are. So that's our big grand opening is what I'm kind of calling it, so that people can come. So we would love to see you there. Also, we're going to have our second annual summer kickoff. If you remember, last year we had it at the community center, and this year we're going to have it at the O'Banion building at the fairgrounds. So we're really excited to set up there. It'll be between 10 and 2, and we're going to have all kinds of resources, from job resources to local agencies and health, booths, and we'll have our clothing closet open again as well. That's a big hit. So we'll have lots of great activities and giveaways. And then we are also, for the community schools, we are going to, at the end of April, we're doing a lot. We're going down to Lancaster. If you'll remember last year, we took some people down to Lancaster for a day, like the advisory committee down. We are now going to go and visit again, this time to just Lancaster School District. They also have a similar community schools like we do, where it's district-wide. But they have a year on us. They've been doing it for a year longer. And so we're going to go down and have a site visit, meet with their liaisons, talk with see their family resource center, and really just trade ideas. That'll be the end of April. And at the end of May, we're going to be going to the National Community Schools Conference. And we're excited about that. We're taking community members and members of our advisory council with us. And that's going to be in Long Beach. And we're excited that is held by IEL, who we work with. They've been working with community schools across the nation for the last 3 decades. So a lot of great information, and we will be presenting. We do have a session that we're going to be presenting where we'll have a panel that will speak, but then this is the fun part. We're going to speak for a bit of it, and then the second half, we're going to actually go out to tables, and then people will come and talk to the individuals that they want to interact with, and it'll be kind of a more informal cafe sort of conversation. So we're excited about that. I hope to share a video of that with you all so that you can see what we're experiencing and what we're doing down there. So.
Any questions? Ms. Gattuso?
Just about the clothes closet.
Yes.
Are you looking for donations, and what exactly are you in need of, or?
So that's a nice tightrope to walk, because we are limited, while as excited as we are that we have 1,200 square feet now, it's still only 1,200 square feet. And we have to be also mindful of the other occupants of that area. So we don't want to overflow too much. If there are some very gently used, or new items that people want to donate, we could arrange for that, absolutely. But in terms of large bulk donations, at this point, we have quite a bit, and we are working closely with the Seroptimus Club as well as the Salvation Army. And so we have quite a bit of a donation pathway in that way, I would say. I think that where we are going to start expanding our horizons more will be donations of things like family goods, any sort of household, cleaning products, or diapers, or any kind of, household need that would, or shelf-stable food, those kinds of things. We're going to start working on drives for that sort of thing now that we have some storage capabilities. So those are the sorts of things that we will send out when we advertise for that. We'll make sure to let everybody know.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's hard because I want to say yes, but we're limited, on the space. So we have to be very careful.
All right. Any other questions, comments? Dr. Woodard, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
All right. Our attendance report, Mr. Moraes.
Good evening, President Pereira, Board of Trustees. You have a report in front of you comparing month 8 and month 9 of our average daily attendance. Do you have any questions?
Questions? Ms. Gattuso?
It's just a comment. If we're gonna get this report, is this something that we could just get emailed to us as an update instead of, because we usually don't have questions, it's just this report.
Well, the original request is that we had something presented to us. but
I
if you-
know that.
Okay,
I'm
but
just
if you want to change
asking.
that, I'm sure
That's what
everybody would be
I'm-
glad to do that.
That's what I'm asking.
We can arrange
What's,
for that.
what's
not a
the
problem.
pleasure of the board? Would you just like that emailed to you rather than,
I would.
I'd like to say papers in ink, so.
Yeah.
okay,
I can do both.
so you don't have to be here next, well, no, you have to be here next month.
Thank you.
I'm not excusing you from the meeting, but you don't have to present to us next month. But you will be here in case we have questions after you mail it to us, though. But thank you very much. All right, on to the superintendent's report. Dr. Ritchie.
So last month was a pretty eventful month with Los Banos Unified. One of the things that I want to give a congratulations to is Pacheco High School for completing their WASC accreditation. WASC is a huge deal. Every 6 years, a school that offers a diploma has to go through this process to basically to certify that they are capable, they're allowed to provide a diploma for students. And it takes 18 months. There's lots of work that goes into it. You have to have lots of dedicated staff at the school, meeting with parents, meeting with the community. And I have to say, I kind of snuck in and just sat in the back while the visiting team was doing the presentation. I was impressed. I've sat through a lot of different WASC reports. That was one of the most positive ones I've ever sat through, where they were just lauding the work that Pacheco High School has done, the work they're doing with our students, and just how impressive their self-study was, because they really identified the areas that they need to work on and had concrete plans of where they're going. So just congratulations to Pacheco High School for just the work that they did. Something else I'd like to share is it just got word today that one of our students in our district, Omar Campos, he received the Albert Lee Wright Jr. Scholarship from the National Association of State Directors for Migrant Education. This is a national scholarship that the student received that was voted on by this association. So just congratulations to Omar. We also have, as you've heard from the student board member from Liliana's report, FFA is everywhere right now. They're going everywhere and doing everything. We have at Los Banos Junior High School had 14 students that are moving forward to the national level for agri-science. Both high schools have had students place in for judging teams, public speaking, all sorts of things, and just going forward. And then also the last thing I'd like to just kind of give a shout out to Mr. Sowersby for organizing and taking the choir to go and perform at Carnegie Hall. One of the things that we made we've made it a very clear goal is that when we receive these funds for example, Prop 28 funds, which are to be provided to increase the opportunities for students to have in the visual and performing arts in school districts, we made certain that when we use those funds, we use them for students and to provide them with new experiences. And so how many kids can say that they got to perform at Carnegie Hall and be able to go and have workshops with world-renowned musicians and directors and be able to have that kind of experience where they generally would not. And so when we receive funds, we use them for our students. And so just kudos to everyone involved with that, but also, like I said, Mr. Salisbury for taking the lead on putting that together. And then last of all, I'd just like to welcome Dr. Vala as our new superintendent, and excited to see where she takes us. That's my report.
All right, thank you very much. All right, board member reports. I'm going to go first because usually I go last. I always go last, and I'll just say ditto because you guys say everything I wanted to say. So, first of all, everybody, we've been talking about Dr. Vala. She's sitting back there, our new superintendent. So, or going to be as soon as we sign the contract. But she's here tonight. Thank you for coming, and we want to welcome you here. Unfortunately, she has to dine and dash. She's heading off to watch her daughter play volleyball in a tournament, and so as soon as she we take part of her contract stuff. She's going to be taken off, so she's not going to stick around, so we get to talk to her, but she'll be back. So we glad you're here tonight. Thank you very much. So we have been really busy since our last meeting. Of course, we had interviews for superintendent. That was an all-day process, a long day, but it was fun, and we enjoyed what we did. But we had a lot of conversation, so it was we got to find out more personalities amongst ourselves, I think, that day. So it was really cool. That was a really good day. A lot of stuff happening around the district. We were invited to Pacheco High School for their Avid tutorial presentation, and I know Dana and I were in the room, and it was amazing what they were doing. It was really cool. So that I know Mr. De La Cruz started that project at the Los Banos Junior High School back when I was still there. And he was there when we were both at junior high. Now he's at the Pacheco High School, but another teacher has taken it over. Kaylee Cates, she's doing a great job. So it was really an eye opener for what's going on in that program. Also, again, kudos to Pacheco High School for their College and Career Day. One of the things that I always enjoy seeing when we go to those college and career days is it isn't all about becoming doctors and lawyers and everything else. They have everything from beauticians to people doing nails to, firemen, police officers, sheriff, and, bankers and real estate people. So they're showing a lot of different opportunities for our students. A lot of our students aren't college bound, and this gives them an opportunity to see what's out there for that job. So Pacheco High School did a great job of that. I know Los Banos High School, I don't know if they've done it yet this year, or we weren't invited, I wasn't sure. San Luis High School did a great job last week for the Diversity Day. Some great food, great performances. That was really a fun day out there. And one of the things that I love most about doing this is I got to read at LFE, or Lorena Velasco. In fact, I'm going back and reading again tomorrow. It's so much fun reading to those little kids. It's great. So I had first graders, and we talked about schwas. Look it up. So that was a really fun day, and we want to thank them. And then yesterday was at Pacheco High School did their pre-fair run through for the fair. They had their animals out, and they had judges out there, and they put the kids through their time together with their animals. They had pigs, goats, and sheep, and everybody showed, and they were critiqued, and I think a lot of the kids learned a lot there. So Pacheco did a great job with that. Just a couple things coming up. April 25th is the District Music Showcase. It's an all-day Saturday event. I've emceed that for the last 3 years. Well, it's only been around for 3 years. It's a great day of music performances by all of our bands and drum lines and winter drums and everything else, Winter Guard. So you have nothing else to do. April 25th, that's coming up. Open to the public, go check it out. One of the things I enjoy doing, I got to do this last year, and I'm doing it again on May 13th, and this is for the board members. Grasslands is having their QU wedding. It is so cool. I officiated last year. I'm going to officiate again this year when I'm going to put together the Q and U. Q never goes anywhere without you. So these kids are decked out, ties, their best little garbs. These are all kindergartners, and they are decked to the max. You go into the classroom, and they have it. I mean, it's totally decorated for a wedding party. They decorate the chairs. They have everything. The teachers do a great job for this. It is so cute, and it really gets to the point where Q doesn't go anywhere without you. So it's really fun. So if you can get to do that, do I have the time? I will. Okay, well, let me see if I got it right here. 9 o'clock. 9 a.m. at Grasslands. May 13th, and then May 27th, I'm also going to be at Grasslands emceeing the ABC Fashion Show. And you got to check that out because that's another kindergarten extravaganza where they present all the letters of the alphabet. They are dressed to the max, and it's really a fun event. And not to be put off, but you know, MSC has to do the same thing. So I'm also emceeing the MSC ABC Fashion Show on June 2nd. So you got to go take, you know, Jean's got to go take some more pictures, but cute, really cute. You got to check these kids out when they do their ABC Fashion Show. So it's going to be a fun month of May and June. And then last but not least, on May 15th, they are supposed to start basically demolition of this room, and they're going to be totally remodeling it. And so our meeting is on May 14th, unless something happens and they have to get in here earlier. So when you get your board agenda, look at the location of the meeting right at the top. Hopefully we're going to be here on May 14th. And then they're going to start on May 15th, but you never know how construction goes, right, Miss Monday? That's that. And we will not be here for sure in June. So June, there will not be done. So we will be at the district office in June, and hopefully it's supposed to be done July 1st. But then again, Miss Monday, how those deadlines work? Yeah, they don't ever work. So, yeah, hopefully. So they're going to remodel this to allow for all of the new laws that require input from the public via electronics. So they're going to be changing this all around. So we shall see. So anyway, watch what's happening on your agenda for where we're going to be. So hopefully we'll be here on May 14th. With that, I am done. How about Miss Valdale? You got anything?
I do. You said it all, though.
I know. Hey.
But I'm gonna, you know me, I'm gonna go off our strategic plan and talk about excellence because it's one of our things. We value excellence in the pursuit of the highest standards. And I got invited again to go to Mrs. Polini's classroom at Volta, and she had a Starbucks day, and I went during writing time, and the kids rotated through these centers where they had their topic sentence. Then they had to do the three statements of their opinion, and they did their closing, and then when they were all done, they actually got a Starbucks latte and some treats, and they had a ball doing that. And I even had more fun being able to help with writing because it's one of my passions I love to do. So it was fun helping the kids and doing all that. My other thing is just the commitment this board does. I just want to thank all of you because this was a big deal having to interview for a superintendent. We were all so nervous and we took our job very seriously. And we had 5 great candidates and it was the hardest decision we ever made. And I just know that this group, no matter what we do, we listen to each other and we talk about what we want and what we don't want. And there's never any arguing. There might be some heated discussion, but there's never any arguing. And when we're done, we make this consensus and it's just, I feel very proud and honored to be part of this board because it's a very cohesive board that works well together. So, Dr. Bala, thank you. It was a tough decision that we had great candidates, and I'm looking forward to working with you this next coming years. That's all I have.
All right, thank you. How about Ms. Smith? Are you anything to report tonight?
Not really. I just want to say to Mrs. Vala, thank you for taking the position in Los Banos, and we look forward to working with her. And I've been away from home for a few weeks, so I do want to give a thank you to Mrs. Borchert. Mrs. Borchert has done some great work with my granddaughter. I just want to say thank you for what she's done for her and my family. And just have a good evening. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Ms. Gattuso.
Well, I was able to attend 3 of the Ag Days this last month. They're just great. So much fun to see the kids interact with the high school kids when they bring their animals. So those are always kind of highlights for me to see the Ag Day. I did attend the every 15-minute funeral day. That was the day after our last board meeting. Lots of tears. That was so emotional. And if you haven't had the opportunity to see every 15 minutes, please do so. It happens every 2 years. I also got to go to Avid. I was with you in one of them, Anthony. But it was nice that one of the young gentlemen in the class came up to me and asked me if I was the person that works with the eighth graders at Mr. Walsh's class, the book read that I do with Mr. Walsh that I've been doing for 3 years now. And he remembered me from the year before. So that's always nice when they remember you. And I don't know, we just got to talk a little bit. So that was kind of fun. I went to Miss Polini's class. The Starbucks theme was just outstanding. She has green aprons for each of the kids. They had these different stations that they worked at. And of course, if they went to all the stations, then they got to do the Starbucks. And there were treats and cake pops and just amazing, absolutely amazing what she does with the students as their review of their theme or whatever their lesson was. It's just the review, but it's just so fun. I have fun, so I'm sure they're having a lot of fun as well. I got to attend in Modesto, the Winter Guard competition. Of course, I have a vested interest in that because my granddaughter is on the color guard for the junior high. And I got to do Schwa Day at Lorena Velasco, and I agree with Anthony. Look it up. It's SCHWA because it would take a half an hour to explain what that is. But it was a very interesting and a fun read. The book was a fun read for the kids. And then one other thing, I just love this. When I was at the Ag Day at Henry Miller, a little girl, one of the girls came up to me, and I had read there for Read Across America. And I had books, and I told them what books I had, and one of the books they asked for was the Lorax. And I said, oh no, I left it in the car. That was the one book I didn't bring because it's quite a long read. So I left that one in the car purposely. I didn't want to read too long for them. So she walks up to me and she puts her hand out and shakes my hand and said, Mrs. G, thank you for coming to read for us last month. Did you bring Lorax today? And it just warmed my heart that she remembered who I was and she, wanted the book. And I told her, just tell your teacher, I'll come and read that anytime. So it's fun to know that we still make an impact with kids. I miss kids. I miss being in a classroom. So just those little things like that really warm my heart. And I love when you invite us to come and read and visit your classrooms. So, and that's about all I had. But thank you and glad you're on board. And I'm done.
All right, Mr. Lieb.
So I participated, along with a lot of other people, participated in the March 19th career fair at Los Banos Junior High. And they invited me to come and share what it's like to be a journalist. And so it was nice to have conversations with junior high children about photography and trying to explain to them that there were cameras one day that had film in them, and explain what film in a camera is. So it was a good time. I've done it a couple years now, and the firefighters and the police and, like Anthony said, everyone's there, giving their expertise as to what careers they can go into. I attended, and no one else mentioned this, so I'm gonna butcher the name, but I attended the performance at Pacheco High, and it was, I'm gonna say it. Someone told me how to pronounce it, so I'm gonna try to pronounce it. Sakde Vive. Is that even close? No, what is it? Oaxaca. Oaxaca Vive. Okay. So I had no clue what to expect, and I was blown away with the music, the colorful costumes, the dancing, the live orchestra. It was all in Espanol. They had in the morning for the students and at night for the community. And I'm glad, very glad that they came here and exposed everyone to that type of art. That's very nice to see.
I didn't say it because I couldn't pronounce it.
Yeah, I'm going to say it anyway. I'm going to say it anyway. So it was a busy month for students in Los Banos between the city's Easter egg hunt at Olivera Park and Jessa's Barnyard Buddies that were held on the 28th. And then I attended the opening day ceremony of Los Banos Little League. For those who have never gone to an opening day ceremony for Los Banos Little League, it's something you should definitely take in and watch all of these young boys and girls all decked out in their uniforms. And the military, the veterans were there kicking it off. And then they go right into the games. But kudos to the Little League president, who's also a teacher in our district, who's also the Los Banos varsity football coach, Dustin Carapresso. So I don't know where he gets his energy. I don't know how he puts it all together, but you have to have someone who has a vision to bring all these people together and run the whole Little League program. And he's done it now for a number of years. And he announced this year that this is last year. So someone else will be taking over that function. I attended the Ag Day at Mercy Springs. Thank you to Pacheco High, FFA kids for all the animals that they brought and all of the other local ag professions that were there. I learned a lot about honeybees. So it was fun to watch all that. I attended the Merced County School Board Association dinner at Hilmar, the new Hilmar Elementary School. It's a TK through second grade elementary school that sits on 7 acres. And if you know anything about Hilmar, all the schools are like in order. So this one's like right there. They gave us a tour of the facility. It's very nice, brand new. And I just couldn't help but ask. And they told me that the school cost $43 million for a TK through second grade with 26 rooms, elementary school. Ms. Valadeo was very happy because the rooms were set up for 20 to 1 ratio?
24.
24 to 1 ratio. So it's going to be interesting because we have to build another elementary school in Los Banos. So I'm always interested in knowing what other school districts are doing and how we can get the best bang for our buck when it comes to construction.
And that was without the land.
That was out the land, $43 million without the land. So
And the classrooms are really small.
They're really small. So this is just a little warning, I guess, that when it comes to building schools, Ms. Monday can attest, it's not what it used to be. So it's millions and millions of dollars. So that's something that we're going to have to look forward to in our district fairly soon. Yesterday, I also attended the Pacheco High Pre-Fair Ag showmanship practice, and I got a taste of what's going to happen when fair starts on April 29th with all the sights and interesting smells. Congratulations, Dr. Vala. Looking forward to working with you, and that's my report.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Lee. Mr. Castro.
So I heard 2 commands from 2 board members in regards to looking something up, so I was compelled. So I looked up Schwa Day.
Do I need my pillow and my blanket?
So Schwa Day, for those of you who don't know what it is, I mean, I have to look it up myself. It's a national holiday. It's called National Schwa Day, celebrated annually April 7th, and is a literacy-focused holiday dedicated to the schwa, the most common vowel sound in English, which sounds like a relaxed or I. It was founded by educator Yvette Manns, and it promotes understanding of this essential, often overlooked, unstressed sound in phonics.
So what he just said was the vowels A, E, I, O, U are schwas when they are in a word, but not pronounced as A, E, I, O, U. So it would be banana. The last syllable is but it's an A, but it doesn't sound like it. So that A is a schwa. Go ahead.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
I also wanted to welcome Dr. Vala to our district. It was a very fun experience going through the.
Fun.
Well, it was
Learning
I
experience.
had fun. I mean, it was my first experience in the process of looking for a new superintendent for our district. So it was a very, I say fun because I had fun, and a very humbling experience because it's a huge undertaking to look for a superintendent. And I'm happy with the decision that we made. And I would also like to thank Dr. Ritchie for taking the helm and as interim superintendent, and for keeping us going. And I just wanted to thank you for that. You did a very good job, and thank you. All right, and that's my report.
All right. Thank you. All right, on to new business. So, as I mentioned earlier, we are moving the item C in new business, the superintendent contract, up to the beginning of the new business. So this is when we are going to do superintendent contract item C. It is recommended the board approve a contract employing Dr. Bree Vala as district superintendent. And, I mean, we've said it all already. So we need a motion.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
We got a motion, oh, excuse me. It is
Roll call.
roll call. I'm sorry. I got to remember what I'm doing because we don't normally do this for all of our things. So it is roll call, please. Nanette?
Mr. Castro?
Yes.
Mrs. Gattuso?
Yes.
Mr. Lieb?
Yes.
Dr. Moran? Ms. Smith?
Yes.
Ms. Valadeo?
Yes.
And Mr. Pereira?
Yes. We just hired a superintendent. So, Dr. Valia, would you meet me down at the podium down there?
Thank you all very much. I'm incredibly excited to be part of the team and be able to actually see and feel everything that I've been talking about.
You want to say?
Oh, so thank you. I'm incredibly honored, and immense thanks to you, Dr. Ritchie, for everything that you are doing on top of your already immense job to keep the school district afloat. And it just truly shows the heart and dedication of the entire district. You are embodying that on and other duties as assigned that are now so incredibly great. So thank you.
So if you would sign this
All right.
one, and I'll sign this one, and then we'll switch.
Sounds good. And thank you also for allowing me to dine and dash so I don't have to get to Reno at 3 a.m. Yes. Yeah, I'm hoping that I'm not with the storm.
Your contract.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I am
Safe
so
travels.
excited to become a part of the family. So thank you very much.
Safe travels.
Thank
Thank
you
you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Congratulations.
I promise I won't shirk out.
Safe travels.
Thank you very much.
The one time Gene didn't have his camera. Yeah, okay. All right. On to item A, transportation update. Mr. Taylor, welcome.
Good evening, board members. Oh, I'm here tonight to do just a general update for the transportation department, things that we've been doing throughout the year. Let's see if the clicker's going to work. There it is. So some of our highlights for this year, increasing the accessibility to route information. So every school site has their bus routes on their website. Parents can access it, faculty members can access it. It's available anywhere, anytime. Excuse me. We did receive our new school bus that we approved 3 or 4 months ago. That bus has come in. I have pictures of it. We've added 2 paraprofessionals to 2 of our special needs routes, and that has been huge. It's super successful with those routes. We have 0 issues with them. Having that extra adult body on board, they're able to diffuse the situation before it becomes a situation. It's been very, very helpful. Also, Los Banos Unified School District is now an agency member for the CASTO organization, which is the California Association of School Transportation Officials. I'll get to that in just a second. So there's our plain old new school bus. This is going to help us expand services to our special needs students as soon as we hire a body to drive that bus. But you'll see that bus. It's actually in service now. You've probably already seen it driving around town. This is an update to our home to school transportation reimbursement. These are our figures based on last year's unaudited actuals. So our next reimbursement is just shy of $1 million. One thing that we've been pushing for this year is professional development. So we took 10 staff members to the state conference. These staff members included myself, both of our dispatchers, our head mechanic, and 6 bus drivers. And the drivers took a lot away from this and bringing that information back to our district and different things that we can implement within our district. Lastly, safety recognition. Our JPA, they are wanting to recognize bus drivers for safe driving. 3 of our drivers at the end of this month will be recognized. 2 of them with 10 years of safe driving and 1 of them with over 20 years of safe driving. 2 of the drivers are here tonight. I'd like to recognize them. We have Melissa Mendoza. Melissa has 10 years of safe driving with the district. And we have Raina Tamariz. Raina also has 10 years of safe driving. And our driver with over 20 years is Laura Moore. She wanted to be here, but with the late night and early morning, she commutes from out of town. So it was just not doable for her. Yeah, I think so. Field trips. So these are our numbers from last year. We did a total of 1,299 field trips. That includes school bus, white fleet, and charter buses. 779 of those were by school bus. I was actually looking at the numbers today. As of today, we're not done with school yet. As of today, we've done 781 just by school bus. White fleet was down just slightly, but not a lot. And charter buses are remaining right about the same. We're about that 9-10 mark, which is down from 57 charter buses the year before. The picture there is those are our school buses. Those buses took students to Camp Green Meadows, Westside Elementary, went to Camp Green Meadows and experienced a ton of snow. They received over 3 feet of snow while the students were there, and our drivers were able to transport them there and back safely. And I have some more pictures of that. Those conditions, and those are tough conditions. I've done it a ton of times, and it's nerve-wracking. Your white knuckles against the steering wheel the whole time. So kudos to our drivers for being able to pull that off safely.
Sure.
And that is my update. Any questions?
Questions, comments? Oh, Mr. Lee.
So who puts the chains on the buses?
The drivers do. Yes.
Really?
So we do an annual training. We've actually turned it into a competition. So we do an annual training every year, and the drivers that want to, I don't make anybody, if they don't want to do it, this is total volunteer. But we go through the entire process from start to finish, and then after we've done the training, then we do a timed session to see who can do it the fastest. So the drivers have a lot of fun with it. We've had two. So we had two drivers volunteer to do it the first year we did it, and they've swapped places at first and second. So one won last year, one won this year.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
The other question is, where are we at with SB 88?
SB 88 as
a
far
district,
as
as a district in compliance?
we're in compliance with
Okay.
it. Yeah, July 1, SB 88 went into effect. So we are in compliance
No
with
issues, everything is copacetic.
I wish I could say there was no issues. Yeah, exactly.
But we're doing it.
We are
Some-
doing
some-
it.
Some districts are what, deferring it? Because you can defer, right?
No, you cannot defer.
Compliance, it has not been an easy process. We will have to negotiate the effects of this, and we are starting that with a subcommittee meeting because it's on LBTA sunshine for the next bargaining cycle. We've got those dates scheduled already, and several in here will actually be participating on the committee. So this has been an excruciatingly painful process.
And it's being monitored by the state.
The state will be
of California.
monitoring.
They're monitoring
SB.
every school district, right, in the state?
They will be checking for compliance
They will
every
be.
school.
They will be or they are?
That we haven't been checked yet.
Okay.
But they will be. That's part of, just like we go through our annual CHP inspections where they come in and they examine all of our documentation from the records for the school buses, records for the drivers. Part of that is now going to be records for SB 88 because it's our vehicles, the people driving them. As of right now, we are 100% compliant. Nobody has driven one of our vehicles that is not SB 88 qualified.
And has the state given you a timeline of when you're going to be looked at, when all school districts have to be in compliant?
July 1 of last year.
Right, of last year, but they haven't looked at the school districts you said yet.
We have not
Haven't
been
checked
told
them
when we're going to have an inspection.
Okay,
We operate every day as if we are being inspected.
okay.
That's my philosophy.
Well, kudos to do, because I know some districts are not compliant, so.
No,
congratulations.
there are a lot.
Yeah.
There you go. All right, Ms. Valadeo.
We used to have a big problem hiring bus drivers. We need to hire one more, right? Is that still an issue, is getting bus drivers?
So we still have one position open. We just reposted that position. I just reposted yesterday, so I don't know that it's had any applicants or not, but we will see moving forward.
But before we got that new bus, we were fully staffed?
We had all positions minus the one filled. So, and
If you'll recall, we do offer a stipend now that has been beneficial, but this is a good district to work for. And when you have a good transportation supervisor, people come. And I think that word gets out, and David's done an exceptional job in his position. And
Thank
so
you, Dr.
I don't say
Casillas.
that enough. That just like he bugs me all the time. But no, he does an exceptional job. And when he shows these numbers of 57 charters down to 9, that the cost in that, the savings alone is phenomenal. And so, I think our bus drivers I hope they feel appreciated because they are, the job they do is amazing. And I think when you have that type of solid people working in your transportation department, I think others are attracted to that. And I think that's made a big difference in terms of staffing. We are down one position, but as you know, we used to be down 3 and 4 that we couldn't fill. So we've come a long way. But I think kudos to the transportation department for that.
you couldn't tell by the amount of students we moved that we're down one position. There was one day a couple weeks ago when they did the symphony at Pacheco. That day, that one day alone, we moved just under 1,800 students in one day. On an average day, we move about 1,000. So that day, with all the extra movement of the elementary schools, plus all the sports activities going on, we moved right around 1,800 students. So you can't tell we're a body down, but and we have dispatchers that jump in and help out when needed. We have mechanics that jump out and jump in and help out when needed. Everybody really has a real good team attitude, and it makes everybody's life a lot easier.
Any other comments? I just want to say thank you for the great presentation. Appreciate it. To our bus drivers with the great driving record, all three of you, thank you very much. And actually, thank you. Would you share with all your drivers? Thank you for keeping our kids safe.
I
We
will.
really appreciate that. And your staff does a great job, from fixing the buses to driving the buses to making the calls. So we appreciate it. Thank you.
I will let them know. Thank you.
You bet. All right, on to PBIS. Mr. Mraz.
Good evening again. So our presenter is not here tonight, so I'm going to take over. Okay, so I wanted to talk to you about PBIS, which actually stands for Positive Behavioral Interventions and Support. And PBI has been out for a while, and we actually been trained in the past. And one of the things that actually, one of my jobs when I came on board 2 years ago, I was tasked in actually spreading the PBIS program throughout the district. We were at all different levels, and one of the things that we were going through, we were actually under program improvement for special education because we were suspending too many special education students. So part of the plan that we actually did through Ed Services, we identify 4 schools, 2 elementary schools, and 2 secondary schools, and implemented the program. We actually had to bring in a trainer that was actually certified by the State Department of Education. And St. Louis County Office of Education, they actually have the trainers that are certified. So had conversations with them, and we're able to train actually 4 schools only. That was the capacity they had, because they train other schools in the St. Louis County. So this is 2 years ago, and what I wanted to do, I wanted to provide you kind of a report of where we're at right now with those 4 schools, and where actually are we heading in the future with PBIS. So the PBIS is a framework, and it's actually used in schools to improve student behavior, academic achievement, and school climate. And it focuses on teaching expected behaviors, rewarding the positive actions, and using data to make decisions. And the whole goal is actually to create a consistent, safe, and equitable learning environment for students. So it is a framework. It is not actually a program. It becomes a culture once you actually implement. So I wanted to talk a little bit, if you move forward, Dr. Ritchie. So I wanted to talk a little bit about each one of the schools. The first one is actually Henry Miller Elementary, and some of the initiatives they actually have started. All 4 schools are at a different level. And we also have other schools that are implementing PBIS. They're not being trained. They were trained in the past, and they're not necessarily part of the cohort, but they're actually doing some pretty good things. And I'll mention a few things as well. So Henry Miller Elementary, some of the things that they've done, the leadership team, Henry Miller has created a PBIS handbook through Google site for all staff, and reward behaviors data from the Google referral form. They created a specific form. They hold 5 PBIS events per year, and students can purchase tickets to attend using, it's called the Hawk because they're the Hawk Bucks. The team created a Tier 1 survey for staff, students, and families, and they actually have piloted a request for assistance in RFA, which is with several grades. They plan to apply for silver status, actually, recognition through the PBIS. So there's basically 4 levels of recognition. There's bronze, the silver, gold, and platinum is the highest level. Currently, we actually have 1 school that is not part of the cohort that apply, and they were granted silver level. That's actually Mercy Springs Elementary. We have another school that I believe can actually apply and be pretty close to the level. I don't know if they're intending to do it or not, but they're doing some pretty good things as well. Miano Elementary School, students at Miano can be use Bobcat Bucks to purchase items from the Bobcat store, to buy tickets and PBIS events. The leadership team is creating monthly newsletters with information about PBIS, which is shared with families and staff. They revise their behavior definitions and flow charts, and have purchased Swiss to record minor referrals and track behavioral data. So Swiss, what it is, it's a data system. And you actually input the information as far as for referrals. And based on that data, you can actually bring it back and you make decisions based on the data that you get in from student behaviors. The team created a PBIS Google site for all staff and plan to share with the staff in August. They plan to apply for bronze status actually in the spring. The application is due sometime in May, so they will be doing that. Creekside Junior High School, PBIS team and leadership. Is that Creek right there? Can you change the Creekside? There we go, right there. Okay. So the PBIS leadership team, Creekside, has made a lot of progress this school year. They revised their expectations in order to order new signage for the campus. The team created a PBIS handbook through Google site with the goals to share with all staff in August. They updated their behavioral flow chart and office referral form. They use a 5-star. A 5-star is pretty much just an app that you actually keep track of students that are actually getting like tickets for good behavior, and then you can actually use that. They purchase stuff, with the bucks. But it's actually just a data system. It's an app that you can use. It's very quick. Instead of actually entering in the system, you can just scan it with a phone and it'll go in like right away. All right. Long-term goal is to have an advisory period where they can actually use the time to teach expectations, build relationships with the students, and improve school culture. They plan to apply for the bronze recognition in the spring. Pacheco High School, the team revised their expectations and created a new signage for the campus, build positive school culture. Staff received they receive a treat from Panther. They call it Panther Fuel Card, which is actually it's an area where they have all the awards that they're going to give out. They use the 5-star is being used to give points for those kids that are actually following the expectations. A PBIS, they have PBIS rallies in January with many of the staff students participate with a positive from education partners. They created a PBIS Google site that will be used for training and communication, and they also plan to actually apply. They're going to be applying for the silver recognition status this spring. All right, so this right here, this is called a TIF, is Tier Fidelity of Intervention, and the purpose of this is actually to provide a valid, reliable, and efficient measure to the extent of which schools are applying actually the core features of the PBIS. The TFI is divided into 3 sections, which is actually the Tier 1, which is universal, Tier 2, which is actually the targeted, and then Tier 3 is the intensive, actually, for those kids that need a lot of help with their behavior. And there's actually the way that they do this, and I had the opportunity to walk with the trainer, Henry Miller. They pretty much interviewed 10% of the staff, and there's different questions that they ask about, PBIS, about what it means. They being actually, they know they actually have our rewards and how does that work. So they interview classified staff, certificated staff. They interview students as well, and then they give you a score. So the score for the schools is right here. So in 2025, Henry Miller was at 73%. This year, they're at 83. And you can just see the comparison. Some schools are actually higher than others, but that's pretty much what it is. Moving forward, and I had discussions with our service team, where the plan is actually to bring on board 4 more schools. We have not decided which specific schools. These 4 schools, they're going to continue to be trained. It's a different type of training for those schools because they've been trained for 2 years already. But we're going to bring in 4 more schools, and there's going to be actually a contract that I put in the agenda for that. You're going to see later. And eventually we're going to expand, but right now it's impossible to do every single school in the district. We don't have the capacity because we have a lot of other trainings, and it requires 4 full-day trainings per school per year. So eventually we're going to expand, but we're not there yet. So we're going to add 4 more, and then in the future we add another 4 until we get actually a full implementation. And they're all at different levels. They're different levels. Questions?
Ms. Caduso.
So this is great information. I'm glad they're applying for the different levels, but how does it compute to maybe referrals not being as high, suspensions, things like that? Has that been tracked?
It is tracked actually, and
I mean, I know it's tracked. It's on.
and you can
the
see
dashboard, too.
that in our suspension rates, expulsion rates. That's I believe this is one of the factors, along with other restorative justice that we have.
Yeah, I'm hoping there's one school in particular that I'm hoping this has helped and that their suspension might show reduced a little.
Sure, and I can bring data, but every school that you see here, they have improved
This
with
year?
referral, this year, last year.
Okay.
Questions?
I just want to share something. When we were at the county school board's dinner in Hillmar, Mr. Lee mentioned, one of the things that I thought was really cool, and maybe this is something Mr. Sowersby could also use, but you're talking about giving rewards, especially to our elementary students. They have lots of rewards. One of the things that they had in their library was a book vending machine, and the teachers, when they do something, they get a little token or whatever, and they could take it to the vending machine, put the little token in, and pick a book, and they actually get a book. So I don't know. You sound like you heard of it. Two schools, so right, you already have it. Yeah, they're way cool. So I mean, when you start, you know, they way cool. But I'm just thinking, hey, they're doing prizes. That might be something they could use as an
I
incentive.
think
So-
Mercy Springs has something similar
Mercy
to
Springs,
that.
yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Piano has
okay.
it. Cool. I just wanted to throw that out there just because it made me think of it just then. Any other questions or comments? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good information. All right, on to item D, one-time stipends for our unrepresented preschool program staff. Ms. Rocha, welcome.
Good evening. So it is recommended that the board approve the one-time retention stipends to the unrepresented preschool program staff. And I'm just here if anybody has any questions to answer.
Questions? Need a motion? We need a motion first.
Oh, so I will move that we approve the one-time stipends.
Second.
We got a motion by Member Gattuso, seconded by Member Valadeo to approve the one-time stipends for our unrepresented preschool program staff. We need a roll call, please.
Mr. Gattuso,
Nanette?
excuse me, Mr. Castro? Mrs. Gattuso?
Yes.
Mr. Lieb?
Yes.
Dr. Moran? Ms. Smith?
She dropped off.
Okay. Ms. Valadeo?
Yes.
Mr. Pereira?
Yes. Yeah, we lost our connection with Ms. Smith, so. We could probably, so that item passed unanimously. So I think we could probably do the rest of the meeting without, unless she calls back. We won't do roll call. All right, on to item E, Architectural Services Agreement with GE Leap Portable Classrooms. Ms. Monday.
Item E. It is recommended that the board approve the architectural services agreement with SKW and Associates for the Grasslands Elementary School Leap Portable Classrooms project.
Comments, questions? Motion. Motion by Member Lieb, seconded by Member Gattuso to approve the architectural services agreement for the GE Leap portable classrooms. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? And it's carried unanimously. On to item F, authorization to seek bids, GE Leap portable classrooms.
It is recommended that the board approve authorization to seek bids for the LEAP Portable Classrooms project.
Again, questions, comments? Motion? We got a motion by member Valadeo, seconded by member Castro, to approve the authorization to seek bids for the GE Leap portable classrooms. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? And it's carried. By the way, for those people out in Never Never Land there, when I say GE Leap, that's Grasslands Elementary Leap program. So that was our use of these shortened terms there. All right, item G for authorization to seek bids for PHS, Pacheco High School, new artificial turf.
It is recommended that the board approve authorization to seek bids for Pacheco High School new artificial turf baseball field.
All right, comments, questions? Motion? Got a motion by member Gattuso, seconded by member Lieb, to approve the authorization to seek bids for the Pacheco High School new artificial turf for the baseball field. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried unanimously. Item H, Pacheco High School artificial turf purchase.
It is recommended that the board approve the CMAS proposal number 4-24-02-1013 submitted by AstroTurf for the new artificial turf field at Pacheco High School.
Questions? There was a question a minute ago up here. Is this the same turf that we just approved the bid for?
So,
Item G?
So the authorization to seek bids for that is the site work. So that is for like the installation. This is just the materials. The turf purchase is just the materials. That authorization to seek bids is like the project.
Okay, all right, cool. All right, any other comments or questions? Motion, please. Got a motion by member Valadeo, seconded by member Lieb, to approve Pacheco High School artificial turf purchase. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? And it is carried. On item I, Architectural Services Agreement, Grasslands Elementary new special education building.
It is recommended that the board approve the architectural services agreement with SKW and Associates for the new special education building at Grasslands Elementary.
Again, comments or questions? If not, need a motion? Oh, do we have a motion? I mean, a question from Ms. Valadeo.
So when is is this going to take years?
No, we should have it open by August 2027.
Okay.
And I remembered while I was sitting there, the administration building for the high school will be open in August. I don't know exactly when it'll be finished, but we'll be ready for school in August. So.
Wow.
August 27th or August 2028 or
No,
just kidding.
August 2026. Supposedly.
2026, okay.
Yes. You're welcome.
All right, so we have, any other comments or questions on this? Need a motion, please? Got a motion by member Castro, seconded by member Gattuso, to approve the architectural services agreement for the Grasslands Elementary School new special education building. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? And it's carried.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Dr. Lee, LFE, Lorena Velasco Elementary new playground purchase.
It's recommend the board approve the procurement and installation of new playground equipment from Dave Bain Associates for Lorena Elementary School.
Again, comments or questions? Seeing none, motion, please.
So moved.
We got a motion by member Valadeo, seconded by member Gattuso, to approve the Lorena Velasco Elementary new playground purchase. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Carried unanimously. On to item K, Alliant Agreement. Dr. Calzadias.
It's recommended that the board approve the general agreement between Alliant University and Los Banos Unified School District for practicum students, student teachers, and teacher interns access to clinical training opportunities.
Questions, comments? Motion. We got a motion by member Castro, seconded by member Lieb, to approve the Alliant agreement. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? And carried unanimously. On to item L, school accountability report cards. Mr. Sowersby.
I'd like to say that my report is way cool tonight. Been hanging around the kids a lot.
It really makes you go to sleep easy when you read them when you're trying to go to sleep.
Yes. I hope you enjoyed the SARCs. It is recommended the board approve the school accountability report cards for the 24-25 reported in the 25-26 school year.
Ms. Valdeo.
They were really well done, actually. They were easy to read. But what I noticed is many of the schools had some poor conditions. So, I mean, I know that's like last year's report. I'm sure we've already made plans to make sure, especially in electrical, the electrical category and the bathrooms.
That's part of our FIT report, and that's something that Ms. Sherry Monday handles and we coordinate with. And when those reports come back, that list is divided up in terms of what is general maintenance at the school sites and then what's district responsibility. Yes, we do have some aging facilities and some issues in certain places, and we do our best to keep up with everything we have. And still working in some of those buildings that are older than a lot of us in this room.
But it was interesting to see a lot of them is water pressure.
Yeah, you know, I didn't read everything because every single one of those reports by school, they're very, very long reports, but we definitely try and, you know, make sure that all those things get fixed. But sometimes city water pressure can be an issue on certain parts of the town.
Any other comments or questions? Need a motion, please. Got a motion by member Gattuso, seconded by member Valadeo, to approve the school accountability report cards. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? It is carried. Thank you very much. All right, on to consent calendar. Are there any pulls tonight? All right, seeing no pulls, I need a motion, please.
So moved.
We got a motion by member Lieb, seconded by member Castro, to approve the consent calendar as listed. We need a roll call on this, please. Nanette.
Mr. Castro? Yes. Mrs. Gattuso? Yes. Mr. Lieb?
Yes.
Dr. Moran? Ms. Smith? Ms. Valadeo?
Yes.
Mr. Pereira?
Yes. Passed unanimously. All right, on to report of closed session. Did you put it up? Oh, it's over here. Okay. Okay. It's all right. I was looking on the wrong side. All right. So we had one item for action, and that was student discipline cases. So expulsion case number 5510082 is expelled for the remainder of the school year. Expulsion case number 5516259 is expelled for the remainder of the school year. Expulsion case number 5516351 is expelled for the remainder of the school year and first semester of next school year. Expulsion case number 5517249 is expelled for the remainder of the school year and the first semester of next school year. The vote was a motion by Valadeo, seconded by Lieb. There were 5 ayes, no noes, no abstentions, and 2 absences, which were Smith and Moran. That was all we had as for action in closed session. And next up is discussion information and future agenda items. Anybody have anything? Seeing none. We're supposed to go back into closed session, but we finished everything. With that, it is 8:46. Thank you for being here. Everybody have a great rest of the week and drive safely. Good night.